I'd like to welcome everybody to the regular town board work session for August 12th. I just want to let everybody know that Councilman Guyman, as previously announced, is out of town and will not be here. I'd ask everybody to please turn off all cell phones, pagers, and electronic devices and assistive listening devices available for the hearing impaired. I ask everybody to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, I would like to open the public hearing in regards to Amendment 36-50, 36-108, and 36-114. Carol, would you like to read that, please?
Notice is hereby given that a public hearing will be held by the Lewiston Town Board on the 12th day of October 2017 at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Town Hall, 1375 Ridge Road, Lewiston, New York, on the adoption of a proposed local law entitled, in quotes, a local law amending Chapter 360 of the Code of the Town of Lewiston, end quote, and the extract of which is as follows. The proposed local law amends Section 360-50, 360-108, and 360-114 of the Code of the Town of Lewiston to allow for special use permits for emergency service providers and fire companies located in rural, residential, industrial, and industrial districts. The complete text of said law is on file at the office of the town clerk and is available for review by any interested person during normal business hours. At such public hearing, all persons interested who wish to be heard will be heard. Order of the town board, September 25th, 2017.
Thank you. Okay, before we get to the public hearing, I'd like to read something real quick myself. At the public hearing on September 11th, 2017, it was brought up that no one was speaking out on behalf of the Upper Mountain Road PUD development. On September 28, 2017, during the regular town board meeting, citizen comments, a local real estate agent who has as much invested in this community as anyone else spoke in favor of the project. As she left the room, she was verbally harassed with profanities by residents against the project. To those responsible, and you know who you are, you should be ashamed of yourself. This childish behavior will not be tolerated. Anyone who wishes to speak, either in favor of or against any project or issue, will be given the respect they deserve. Anyone who feels differently will be asked to leave. No one should be harassed for speaking up in front of the town board that wishes to hear what everyone has to say. And with that, I will ask Les Myers to speak.
Thank you. The purpose of our request to necessitate this public hearing and to change the local laws to allow Lewiston 1 to better train our firefighters. Live fire training is a critical component used in keeping our firefighter skills up to date. Just like a police officer or soldier, our firefighters must regularly practice their basic skills to stay competent when split-second decisions truly could mean life or death. Having to travel out of district to train causes increased risk to the public due to increased response times and limits our ability to conduct the training as needed. We currently share facilities in Lockport or Niagara Falls with many other departments, and due to time constraints, it is typically only feasible to use these facilities for weekend training events. These current limitations are restricting us to about 3 live burn drills a year. With over 50 active members, it is not possible for all of our firefighters to attend these limited available dates. If they do, there are so many firefighters that each one rarely gets the repetitive skills necessary to enable muscle memory and situational awareness in a controlled but higher stress training atmosphere. Having the ability to train at our station will solve both of these problems. We will be able to schedule smaller drills so that each firefighter will be able to continue to master their skills, and by keeping our equipment and personnel in our district, it will not have to have any impact on our ability to respond to the community's emergencies. The training prop to be built will allow us to train in compliance with national standards of the NFPA. It will have a rib steel exterior and painted to match our existing fire station. For burn drills, the typical actual live fire time would be less than 5 minutes. The fuel load would typically be less than 50 pounds. This equates to approximately one wooden pallet and a half a bale of straw. On a typical live fire train event, we will conduct 2 or 3 of these burn events over the course of 2 hours. To maximize firefighter safety and reduce the risk of injury, the accepted training method for low visibility, sometimes called smokehouse training, is now to use a mechanical smoke generator similar to those used in the theater. The smoke we use, non-toxic mixture, biodegradable, and environmentally safe and safe to breathe. If we wish to combine a live fire and low visibility, we would use the clean burning materials listed in conjunction with the smoke generator. Consider an average train night would have a total combined live fire time of less than 20 minutes. Our impact on the environment is very small. If a neighbor has a family party and a small campfire that lasted for 3 hours, this would be at least 9 times the release of smoke into the air. Many of the houses on Swan Road have wood-burning fireplaces or wood-burning stoves. A small fire in a fireplace could again be approximated to last 3 hours and have 9 times the release of smoke into the air. A wood-burning stove that is used to heat or supplement the home's heat could conceivably run non-stop for 5 months of the year. The emissions from that one stove would have a greater impact over our usage, and the values would be hard to calculate. Excluding the heating combustion pollution, Town Highway Garage directly to our west emits considerably more smoke and toxins on a regular basis from truck and machinery traffic than our occasional live fire train will ever emit. That comparison is meant to show how little impact our usage would have on the environment. More importantly, it shows a parallel need for the usage. The diesel pollution, while not perfect, is an unavoidable part of providing municipal services to the town residents. Likewise, allowing our live fire training that might have a minor impact will result in the fire department also being prepared and able to safely serve the residents of our community. There has been reference to a training facility now being built in Niagara Falls off of High Park Boulevard at James Avenue. This facility is being built by the city and will not be a live burn facility. The only burn facilities in Niagara County are in Niagara Falls on River Road, east of Williams Road, and in Lockport next to the Niagara County Sheriff's Office. Lewiston 1 urges the town board to vote to allow us to train for what we are expected to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Wes. William Kraft?
William Kraft, Swan Road. The I-1 zone, the industrial zones in our town. This section is intended for the provision of a district that supports light industrial uses that serve as a transition between the heavier industrial nature of the town's I-2 zone district, which would be modern, and the other more polluting districts down there. We have no heavy industrial in the town like they do on Hyde Park, where the other facility is located and can handle the diesel smoke and the other pollutants. It was a nice, story about how little they're going to pollute, but they don't mention about all the loud radios broadcasting and blaring through the neighborhood. They don't mention all the other facility members they'll bring down, because we know it won't just stay to Lewiston 1, because then they'll cry the blues that they can't afford to maintain it, so they'll want to bring other entities to help them. We already played this game with our Lewiston Police Department, who also is in zoning violation. We made a little agreement with them years ago about the noise, and to save the town a little money, we kept it to the Lewiston Police Department only, who was in violation and still is of the I-1 permitted uses. You can't even do what they're doing down there in an I-2 zone because of our town laws. This area, let me continue here, the I-2 zone district and the town's residential district, it is intended to accommodate manufacturing, processing, wholesale warehousing while protecting the residential properties from unreasonable and adverse impacts associated with these uses. And then you have uses permitted. The following uses in an I-1 district: light industrial, assembly of components and parts, warehouse, business and storage, warehousing of goods for distribution, research facilities, including laboratories and testing facilities, business offices, medical offices, public utility facilities. This is not made. You need a special use permit to have an automotive, a marine, or a building material yard, or manufacturing or processing. Everything must be done inside the building, quiet, no dust, no noise. They can't operate down there like that. They can't even by law have a drill down there. That is more of a warehouse. They had to save my neighbor from our backyard. Well, these guys had 3 pieces of equipment sitting in my neighbor's yard and a bunch of guys leaning on fire trucks. My neighbor was barely breathing 1,200 feet from our houses while they searched for him. His brother-in-law ran up through my yard in a panic. Bill, can you help me? Tom's down. I grabbed my 4-wheeler and Mr. Pinzotti over here and I pulled him out of there to the ambulance. They can't even service us properly down there. My neighbor almost died. And you want to come in here and turn our neighborhood upside down? We've had nothing but gunfire. They shot our neighborhood up Monday, and I have witnesses. They shot us up. They think they can do whatever they want down there whenever they want. They've been told no at the Zoning Board of Appeals. They have lawyers. I have lawyers too. And I just got a letter from my lawyer before I came here. And I suggest that this town board does not grant this, because you will not hear the end of this from these neighbors. I promise you that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kraft. Candace Lazowski?
With regards to what Les said about the distance, and I'm going to explain to you that we've already tracked the distance. Lewiston 1 in the village is closer to Hyde Park than he is to the location on Swan Road.
By a half mile.
Yes, by a half mile. So the distance, that is kind of gone by the wayside. That's incorrect. Second, we've already went to the zoning board and his application was shot down. He couldn't meet the criteria for going ahead with a burn tower. But what I'd like to address more importantly is this burn tower will cause substantial injury to the value of my property. And my property is valued at over $200,000. You put a burn tower down the street, I can guarantee you my property value is going to decrease, not increase. And with that, I have children that I'm trying to raise. I have very high educated children in your school district that have over 104 GPA that are going somewhere with their lives. And I'm trying to raise these children in this district, in this community. And we are, to be outside, to be playing in the yard, my kids are outside doing a lot of things. With regards to the gunshots, I know that has nothing to do with this, but I'm telling you, we can't even enforce that. We call the police, they do nothing. And I understand that they are allowed because it's private property, but they have done things down there illegally, which we do have a videotape of. And I'm afraid that if you grant this, how are you going to enforce this? It's not going to be enforced. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, that's all the people that were signed up for the public hearing. Is there anybody else that would like to speak? Okay, come on up to the microphone.
My name is Erin Ortner, I live on Swan Road. My house is directly next to the fire hall, and every day, all day, I hear gunshots. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. My kids hear them. I listen to them. My father, who is a Vietnam veteran, who is disabled in a wheelchair in a nursing home, can't even come to my house because the gunshots. And we're ready to sell. I don't want to sell, but nobody's going to buy it because as soon as they come to my house for an open house, they hear gunshots. It's like I'm living in the hood. And I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Would anybody else like to speak on the matter? Okay, I get a motion to close the public hearing? So. Second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody. Okay, now I want to move to start the regular town work session. Can I get a agenda approval?
I move, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be taking the Upper Mountain Road PUD concept plan.
I want to touch base on.
Okay, that's okay. How about the,
Yes, the Sunder Settlement Road drainage issue. That can be removed.
move that second item of old business? Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
1 second.
I'm sorry.
We have executive session for the purpose of discussing
Would you please talk into the mic? We can't hear you back here.
I have an executive session for a personnel matter involving an employee in one of the town's departments. And also an executive session matter involving a claim against the town with regards to property damage.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
So moved. On the local law, there'll be no action taken tonight. We want to hear what everybody had to say in regards to it, so there'll be no action taken one way or the other. The abstract.
Make a motion to approve the regular abstract of claims number 2,787 to 2,931 and recommend the payment in the amount of $299,691.15 plus a post audit of $16,159.27.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the minutes. I get a motion to approve the minutes from 9/11/2017, the public hearing, the 3 public hearings and the work session.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. And approval of the minutes on 9/25/2017 at the regular town board meeting.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Department head concerns. Captain Panzati.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Chief had asked me to present to you the request for assistance in funding to purchase a new vehicle. We'd like to purchase a 2018 Ford Explorer to replace our 2014 Ford Explorer also. The total cost for the vehicle is $28,655. Ford is giving us $7,700 on our turn-in of the 2014, which leaves $2,955 on the vehicle. There's a $2,400 cost to equip it, which gives a total of $23,355 for the vehicle. We have $10,000 from a DWI grant that we would use towards the purchase of that vehicle, leaving a balance we request funding for of $13,355.
And Marty and I sit down with Chief Prevet, and that would come out of the H-97 fund,
Yes,
correct?
that has been approved by Parisi as being a legitimate use of those funds.
Okay. Can I get a motion to purchase that vehicle?
What was the balance of the shortfall that's going to come out of H-97?
13,355, I believe.
Yes.
Is H-97? Make a motion for the transfer of $13,355 from H-97 to purchase a 2018 Ford Explorer on behalf of the Lewiston Police.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on the matter?
It's all within the police budget and whatnot.
Yeah. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Dave Britton, anything to report?
Real quick, the town had solicited quotes or bids for construction of dog shelters. And at this time, we have received one quote or one bid in, which I know the board hasn't had an opportunity to review, but I just wanted to report that has been submitted.
Do we expect more?
Probably not. No, we do not.
He called, I talked to Bob Lannon, they submitted it to 5, hoping to get 3, they got none originally. And it's the type of time of year, everybody's busy, everybody's so busy, nobody wanted to put in any type of a bid. So, I think through him calling people, we got this one bid.
Correct, yeah.
So at this time, we can't make any action on it one way or the other,
Great.
so we'll just have to table it. Is that it?
That was it.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Catalano, anything?
No.
Mr. Parisi, other than the executive session, do you have anything else?
I do, but I believe it will be addressed under Marty's stuff.
Okay. Okay. Dave Train?
Well, I'd just like to make you all aware that I I've been sitting down with Bernie Rotella, and we're looking to put in an application for Greenway funds to help fund the bike path from down River Road. We have to widen it and make it ADA compliant. So that's a project we're looking at doing in the spring and middle summer.
And that's gonna be, I talked to you earlier, that's gonna be the bike path from Pletcher near the
Yeah,
Parkway.
Down Pletcher to River Road.
To River Road, and then north to the Youngstown line.
Yes.
So it won't be from Pletcher north or south to the village.
No,
Okay.
that's state property, we're gonna have to address that at a different time.
Okay.
All right, I don't think we need any action or anything taken on it, just
Right.
to make everyone aware,
Okay.
so the Bernie can follow through with the application.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you.
Bernie Rotella?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for meeting yesterday or this morning for the JCAP grant. As you can see, it's coming along nicely, so that got.
Real quick, let me stop you there. I just want to let everybody know, we had an opportunity for a grant that had to be submitted by noon today. So we held a work session, emergency work session this morning that the Niagara Gazette was there, and we voted to approve the grant application. It's a non-matching grant for $28,000.
$30,000 was the ask, and I think our budget was around $24,000.
Okay, so that was held at a special meeting this morning. It was approved, and we were able to get in by 12
So
o'clock.
thank you very much for that, I really appreciate it. Our multimodal pre-application is signed today, and that'll be going in, and that'll be $50,000 for that sewer project down in Sanborn. As Dave mentioned, we're gonna start working on this Greenway application. He's going to give us an estimate, and then either the next meeting or the first work session in November, I'll ask for a resolution for that dollar amount. So once he has that, DOT's gonna ask us to make it ADA compliant, so whatever that dollar amount to be, then we'll submit for that, and I'll let you guys know in advance, okay? We're working on the year-end reports for Greenway, and then the last thing is we're meeting with Rob on the 19th just to go over with some of the departments, some of the projects that they have in mind, so let you know what we got.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome. Any questions? Great, thank you guys.
Is Mike Dashow still here? I saw him.
I didn't see him back.
Okay. We haven't heard from you in a while, Mrs. Maggard. Anything to report from the Historical Preservation Committee?
Well, the only thing I can think of is we had sent the new revised laws into Albany, and from what I understand, it's going to take them anywhere from 2 to 3 months for approval. Government works so slow.
Hey, watch it.
But, what can I say? But that's the story so far. So as soon as we find out, we can pursue the grant to get the training done for the commission.
Okay, thank you very much. Mike Townsend?
I have nothing.
Nothing? Okay, thank you. To finance. Marty?
I have put on the diocese for the four of you, there's a sheet. We're at that point where the tentative budget needs to become the preliminary budget. I have been instructed for 3 changes that I'm aware of. The first one is the board wishes to increase Donna Garfinkel, the town clerk's salary by the 2% that is being offered to all of our employees, which takes her from $69.72 to $62,192, or an increase of $1,220 for the year. Her registrar portion of that will stay the same, so the whole increase will go to the town clerk. And the money for that in the budget will come out of the contingency amount. The Schedule D will also change for her salary. The second item that I've been
Excuse me, microphone please.
The second item that I was instructed on is the fire inspection personnel. The fire inspector, Pat Martin, has, the 2% increase has been included in the budget, but I was told to give him an additional 50 cents an hour, which at 832 hours is $416 because of added work he's doing. And this will come out of the, this will go into the B0034100100, which is the personnel line, and will come out of their contractual line.
So nothing changes as far as
No,
budget?
the bottom line
Yep.
in all of these will not change.
Okay.
The capital improvements in the water fund, I had put it in capital improvement, but after really thinking about it, that 14,536 really should be in a contingency fund. So I want to change the account for that from the 8397041 to the 199000400. That carries it over so that it'll be there for the year when we have the bonding and to help cover the costs of that. And those are the three changes that I'm aware of. If you guys are happy with that, then the tentative budget can become the preliminary budget with those three changes.
So a motion would be made to accept the tentative budget with changes as outlined by our finance director as the town's preliminary budget.
Can you define, or just tell us, where does the 14,536 come from again, from the capital improvements?
Because we increased the water rates by the 30% because the county is doing 20%.
Right.
And with the knowledge that was, so that we're hoping that we can not have to increase the rates again. This is a one-time rate, and so we'll carry that forward to help cover the costs in the following year with the bond, when the bond has to be issued.
Any more questions?
And by being in the contingency, it can't be spent without board approval. Where in the capital improvement, it could be spent.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the preliminary budget with the three itemized changes by the finance director.
Moving tentative budget?
And the motion is to accept the tentative budget with the finance director's changes as the town's preliminary budget.
So moved.
Okay. Second on the motion?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor? Aye.
At this point, we need to schedule a public hearing on the preliminary budget as well for October 30th, 2017.
Mike, please.
At 6 p.m.
October, okay.
October.
So we need to schedule a public hearing on October 30th at 6 p.m. for the preliminary budget.
That's correct.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. We also need to schedule a public hearing on the assessment roll for Drainage District Number 1, same night, same time.
So moved.
Can I get a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
The other, I'd like to add one thing, that Donna is on vacation, so the preliminary budget will not go online until she returns next week. But it is the same as the tentative budget, which is online,
Okay, minus those three changes.
minus those three changes.
Do you know what day Donna will be back in town hall?
Next Wednesday.
Wednesday. So it'll be, the official budget will be on, preliminary budget will be on the town hall website next Wednesday. The tentative budget is on there, minus those three changes we just discussed, so everybody knows. Okay. And is that all you had, Marty?
Yes.
Okay, great. Old business, Councilman Bax.
I've spoken to Mr. Brick this morning, as a matter of fact. He was hoping to get here in one of our meetings to discuss his version of what took place with that particular water line. I advised him that maybe a work session would be best for him to come in. And he said that he was going to be speaking with our town clerk's office. I told him that his item was on the old business. He will coordinate it with Don in the clerk's office as to when he's going to come in. But he's aware that we welcome his comments.
Okay, thank you. In regards to the Upper Mountain Road PUD concept plan, there will be no action taken tonight. However, I want to report that Councilman Bax and Councilman Morial have been up there discussing the matter with residents. I was up there discussing the matter with the members of the church at the end of the street for the park area up there. Also, I was in discussion with the Rubino brothers as far as donating property to the church that would possibly allow us to put in a path to avoid Bronson Drive. So it is an ongoing conversation with both the residents, the church, and the Rubino brothers. So I just wanted to update there, but there'll be no action taken tonight.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
An additional concern of the residents was the financial wherewithal to make sure that all 3 phases were going to be built out. And I've advised Mr. Rubino that it would be our request that they provide the financial documents necessary to prove that they have the wherewithal to go through all 3 phases. So they're in the process of collecting those documents also.
Okay. New business, the audit report. Everybody's got a copy of the audit report from Drescher Malecki. In regards to it, Councilman Morrell didn't have time to look at it. When, you know the date we have to,
Off the top of my head, I do not.
Marty, do you know?
I do not know.
Okay, well, we only have a week and a half to the next meeting, so I say we table it for tonight.
Sure.
And to give Councilman Morrell.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd like to see if we have a chance to review it.
Okay,
No.
so,
Do you want me to resend it to you?
I don't think I have it on my emails.
It was sent to you a while ago, a little while ago.
It was a week or so.
Yeah.
Make a motion to table.
so if you take, motion to table, can I get a second? All in favor? Aye. So we'll table the audit report.
With regard to the Rubino Brothers, how far are you putting that out? We have a limited amount of time left.
Well, it'll be under old business at the next meeting.
Okay, I just want to make sure
Yes.
it stays on.
Right, yeah, we're not taking it off old business, just
Okay.
there's be no action taken tonight.
Okay.
Okay. We have a resignation from.
Make a motion.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Make a motion to accept with regret the resignation of Earl Zortman from the Town of Lewiston Board of Ethics.
Can I get a second? We have a second. All in favor? Aye. So moved.
Do we need to reinstate someone to that? Do we need to reinstate someone to that?
Yes.
Direct us to the clerk's office to take a look.
We had no one apply, guys.
No one applied?
Okay. So is this, Carol, am I reading this right? We have 2 openings now? Okay. I'd just like to make everyone know that we have 2 openings for the Board of Ethics, Town of Lewiston Board of Ethics. If anybody would like to submit an application to the town clerk's office, feel free to do so during the regular course of business, daily business.
And I note that the ad hoc committee that was putting that new proposed code is complete with their work, so I'm hoping that we're going to get that back from them soon. Mr. Morial and I have been working closely with them, and I'm glad to say that it's completed, so.
I'm sorry, can we have quiet, please? The water sewer re-levy. This is from Tamara Miagrossi from the Water Department. I am requesting approval to place the unpaid water and sewer accounts for the town of Lewiston on the 2018 town and county taxes. The breakdown of water and sewer is as follows. Water, $120,985.29. Sewer, the master sewer, $81,770.50. The south sewer, $9,737.32. The town charge of $52,100 for a total of $264,593.11. A complete listing of those who are unpaid is on file in my office. If you have any questions, please contact me.
So moved.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Appointment to the Assessment Review Board. Dear Mr. Supervisor and council members, the term of Mr. Dominic Bellasone expires September 30th, 2017. He is a state certified member of the board and has been a competent member. If the board wishes to reappoint Mr. Bellasone for another term, it should be for the period October 1st, 2017 to 9/30/2022. The State Board of Equalization and Assessment must be notified by the town clerk of any reappointment within 20 days of the date of reappointment. Thank you for consideration of this matter. I spoke with Linda Johnson. Mr. Bellasone wishes to be appointed to the Assessment Review Board.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. The Cold War Veterans Exemption, this is also from Linda Johnson. I spoke to Ryan Parisi earlier. He wants the week and a half to look it over. So we will, can I get a motion to table it for the time being?
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So that one. Proposal one lot subdivision, Councilman Morial.
The planning board in a regular session on September 21st, 2017, classified as a minor to be treated as a minor subdivision, a request from Ronaldo Poza for a one-lot subdivision on the west side of Ransomville Road, SBL number 76.00-1-12.1. Planning board recommends approval of the subdivision as presented. I'd like to make a motion to accept the recommendation of the planning board.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye. The project was also reviewed by the Environmental Commission. The commission recommends a negative deck to the town board. I'd like to make a motion to accept the Environmental Commission's recommendation.
We have a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved.
And the planning board meeting in regular session on September 21st, 2017, classified as a minor to be treated as a minor subdivision, a request from Kelly Lauber for a one-lot subdivision on the north side of Ridge Road, SBL number 101.12-2-1.0. The planning board recommends approval of the subdivision as presented with condition that a building permit is not issued until the New York SHPO letter of no impact is received. I'd like to make a recommendation that the board accept it as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. And also, the project was reviewed by the Environmental Commission, and the commission recommends a negative deck to the town board on this subdivision also. I'd like to make a motion to accept the Environmental Commission's recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.